welcome to my channel Edu-spectra. Okay, so now we had started off with the chapter number 3, coordinate geometry. So now let us move on to our questions in our text. Okay, so our first exercise is exercise 3.1. Exercise 3.1 actually it is like an activity questions. Okay, those type of questions may not be asked for your exams. Okay, those type of questions you can do it as an activity and see. Okay, so if you can refer your text back answer which is given for that question 1 and 2, that is. So we will be starting off with our example number 1 now. Okay, so let us start off with our example number 1. Okay, so let's see what is it. The question is, see the figure 3.11 and complete the following statements. Okay, they are asking you to look the graph which is given on your next page. Okay, so you can just see in your ncert book, or I have drawn it over here, but a better diagram is given in your text, so you can just see. Okay, so the first question is, the abscissa and ordinate of the point B are dash and dash respectively, hence the coordinate of B is. Okay, so let's see where is our point B. So here we see in a Cartesian plane the point B lies over here. I have told you always whenever we are plotting a point on this Cartesian plane, it will be of the form x comma y, where we call this x as the x coordinate on the abscissa, and we call this y as the y coordinate or the simple ordinate. Okay, coordinate and ordinate. And this full thing, that is x comma y, this full thing we will call it as the coordinate. So now we are telling you about B point. So just see over here, we should always write x first and y second. So we see this point, if you see, this is coming to the 4, this is coming to the 4 on the x-axis. So definitely we can write over here this point B as how 4 comma, and it is going to this 3 on the y-axis. So we can write it as 4 comma 3. Okay, I hope it is clear. So what is this? This is your coordinate. Okay, in the question they have asked you the abscissa and the ordinate. So what will be the abscissa over here? The abscissa will be 4 and the ordinate will be what? 3, because whatever you write first, which is your x coordinate, will be your abscissa, and the second thing will be your y coordinate or the ordinate, and this full entire thing is called as the coordinate. Okay, this full entire thing is called as the coordinate. So you can definitely write the abscissa and the ordinate of the point B are 4 and 3 respectively, hence the coordinate of B are 4 comma 3. Okay, this is the way in which you can write. This is the coordinate, 4 is the abscissa over here, ordinate over here is 3. Okay, I hope the first one is clear. Okay, this is your first question. Now our second one is, the x coordinate and y coordinate of the point M are dash and dash respectively, hence the coordinates of M are. Okay, so let's see where is M lying. So just see over here, the point M lies over here. Just see the, first of all look at the x-axis. Along the x-axis the point is coming to -3, so I should write -3 first. Then on the y-axis it is lying on the point 4. So the coordinate, okay, this is your coordinate. The coordinate is -3 comma 4, where -3 is your abscissa and 4 is your ordinate. Okay, or instead of giving abscissa and ordinate, they have given you x coordinate and y coordinate, which is the same. Okay, abscissa is the other name for x coordinate and ordinate is the other name for y coordinate. Okay, so you can write it as the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the point M are -3 and 4. respectively. Hence the coordinates of M are ordered pair of minus 3 comma 4. Okay, this is the way in which you can write. Okay, so this is your second part of the question. Now let us move on to the third one. The x coordinate and y coordinate of the point L are dash and dash respectively. Hence the coordinate of L are. Okay, so let's see. Here we are having the point L. So what should we do? First of all, look at the x-axis. On the x-axis, the point is at what? Minus 5, comma. And on the y-axis, where is the point lying? On the y-axis, it is lying on minus 4. Okay, so this minus 5, this ordered pair of minus 5 comma minus 4 will be what? Will be your coordinate. Okay, and whatever you are writing first, so this is your x coordinate and this will be your y coordinate. Another name for x coordinate is abscissa. Whatever you write first in the ordered pair is called as abscissa, and the second thing will be your ordinate. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this was your third question. Okay, now let us see our fourth one. So you can write it like this: the x coordinate and y coordinate of the point L are minus 5 and minus 4 respectively. Hence the coordinates of L are ordered pair of minus 5 comma minus 4. I hope it is clear. Now the fourth one is the x coordinate and y coordinate of the point S. Now they are asking you for the point S. So you can see it lies over here. First of all, what should we do? Look at the x-axis. In the x-axis lies at the point 3. Then in the y-axis, where does it lie? In y-axis it lies at the point minus 4. Okay, it lies at the point minus 4. So 3 comma minus 4 is what? 3 comma minus 4 is your coordinate. And 3 is what? 3 is your x coordinate and minus 4 is what? Your y coordinate. Otherwise this x coordinate is also called as abscissa and this y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Okay, in either way they can ask you. Okay, I hope it is clear. So you can write the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the point S are 3 and minus 4 respectively. Hence the coordinates of S are 3 comma minus 4. Okay, I hope it is clear. 3 comma minus 4. Okay, so you can just take a note of it. Now let us move on to our example number 2. Okay, so now let us move on to our example number 2. Okay, the question is write the coordinates of the points marked on the axes in the figure. Okay, so figure is given to you on the side. Okay, by looking at the figure we have to mark the coordinates. That means we have to make the ordered pair x comma y of the following points which is plotted and given to you on the coordinate axis. Okay, so let us see. Now the first point, let us take A. Just see A. This point lies on 4. Okay, now you may have a confusion in our previous questions and all. We got it as 2, 3, 3, 4. But see, this point A lies on 4, and just see, this 4 is lying in which axis? It is lying in our positive x-axis. This point 4 is lying in our positive x-axis. What is the meaning of that? That means that definitely our x-axis, we know we always represent our coordinate points are x comma y. Our coordinates are of the form x comma y. So definitely, since this 4 lies on the x-axis, our x coordinate will be 4 comma. But what about y? This point A does not is not falling into any place in the y-axis. Okay, it lies only in the x-axis. There is nothing that this point is going on to the y-axis and all. This point simply lies on the x-axis only. So what can we do with this y? We can put a 0 over here. Why? Because this point lies only in the x-axis. Okay, this point does not go in anywhere in the y-axis. Okay, it is simply lying in our x-axis. So the coordinates of point A will be 4, 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now look at the point B. Now if you see, the point B is lying on 3. And where is this 3 present? This 3 is present on our positive y-axis. Okay, this 3 is present on our positive y-axis. So just see over here, this point lies only on the y-axis. It is not present on any other point on the x-axis, and it is only present on the y-axis. What does that mean? This means that our x-axis will be 0, but our y-axis will be what? It lies on the y-axis, so our y-axis will be 3. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, just see where is this point lying, whether it is lying on the x-axis or y-axis. So in whichever axis it is present, write that axis, and in which axis it is not present, just put a 0 over there. Okay, so this is the way in which we do it. Now just see the C1. Now this C point lies on -5, and where is this -5 present? This -5 is present on the negative x-axis. That means it lies only on the x-axis. It does not lie on the y-axis. So I can write, since it lies on the y-axis, I will write here -5. Since this does not belong to any point on the y-axis, so we can write a 0 over here. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now just see the dth one. Now the D is, the point lies on -4, and where is this -4 present? The -4 is present on the negative y-axis. This -4 is present on negative y-axis. It does not have any points on the x-axis. Since it is present only on y-axis, our x-axis will be 0 and our y-axis will be what? -4. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now our last one is point T, which is lying on 2/3. Okay, and now just see, where is this 2/3 lying? This 2/3 is lying on a positive x-axis, which means our y-axis will be 0 because it does not have any point lying on it. So since it lies on a positive x-axis, we will be getting 2/3. Okay, x-axis I wrote 2/3, and since it lies only on x-axis 2/3, y-axis will be 0. Okay, so our point E will be, the coordinates of point E will be 2/3, 0. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. How will we do it when it lies only on that, either the x-axis or whether the point lies only on the y-axis? Now if I ask you, what is the coordinates of this point? This point is what? This point is your origin. We know origin. What are the coordinates of origin? I have told you in the introduction video also. It is 0, 0. Okay, just keep this also in your mind. This is the way in which we do it. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Just make a note of the answer. Okay, so now let's start with our exercise number 3.2. Okay. Okay, so now let's see our first question. The question is, write the answer of each of the following question. Question number 1 is, what is the name of horizontal and vertical line drawn to determine the position of any point in the Cartesian plane? Okay, as I told you in the introduction video, we will call the horizontal line as the x-axis. Horizontal line means the sleeping line. We call it as the x-axis, and the vertical line, which is your standing line, we will call it as the y-axis. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Now the next one is, what is the name of each part of the plane formed by these two lines? I told you that whenever we plot our x-axis and y-axis like this, okay, with our center as the origin, it divides this Cartesian plane into 4 equal quadrants. Okay, so that is what the question is asking you. What is the name of each part of the plane? Okay, so what is the name? The name is called as the quadrant. Okay, so you should write quadrant. write the name. The next one is write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. Okay, we know the point where these two lines intersect is the origin, and we know what is the coordinates of origin, 0, 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this was our question number 1. Now let us move on to question number 2. Okay, so now let us move on to our second question. The question is, see the figure 3.14 and write the following. Okay, so here you can see they have given you a figure. Okay, a better figure you can see in your text also. Okay, the question is, by looking at the figure we should answer the below questions. Okay, so let's see. The first question is the coordinate of B. Okay, so let us see. Here we are having a point B. The question is to write the coordinates of point B. So we know our coordinates are of the form x, y. Okay, so just see over here, -5 we are having over here. First we should look the x-axis, then the y-axis. So the point B is on -5 and on the y-axis it is on 2. So when we write x, y, it will be -5, 2. Okay, positive 2. Okay, so the coordinates of point B is -5, 2. Okay, I hope it is clear. The second one is the coordinate of C. Okay, now you can see the point C lies over here. What is the coordinate of the point C? First look at the x-axis. In the x-axis it lies on 5. On the y-axis it lies on -5. So the coordinates will be 5, -5. Okay, 5, -5. I hope it is clear. The third one is the point identified by the coordinates -3, -5. Okay, they are telling you -3, -5. That means this -3 should lie on the x-axis. So here you see, here we are having a -3 over here, then -5, and on the y-axis we are having a -3 over here. So where does this -3, -5 point lies? It lies on the point E. So actually this -3, -5. Okay, this -3, -5 is the coordinates of the point E. How will you see? First look at in which axis is this -3. This -3 should lie in the negative x-axis and -5 should lie in the negative y-axis. So you can predict which point it is. Okay, so -3, -5 lies on point E. Now the fourth one is the point identified by the coordinates 2, -4. Okay, so 2 means the x-axis is 2. So x-axis 2 and y-axis should be -4. Okay, so here we are having 2 and -4. So in which point does it lies? At point G. So 2, -4 is your point G. Okay, so you can write like that. Now the next one, fifth one is the abscissa of the point D. Okay, so here this is your point D. So before writing abscissa we will write the coordinates. Along the x-axis it is on the point 6, and along the y-axis the point is meeting at 2. So we can write it as 6, 2. Okay, now the question is the abscissa. Abscissa means what? Abscissa means the x coordinate. The first thing that we write in the ordered pair. So here the abscissa will be what? Abscissa will be 6. Okay, I hope it is clear. The next one is sixth one, ordinate of the point H. Okay, so here the point H lies over here. First of all, the ordered pair it will be -5, -3. First look at the x-axis, -5, then y-axis. So -5, -3. Now the question is asking you to find the ordinate. Ordinate means what? The y coordinate. That means the second thing that you write over here. So -3 will be the ordinate. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now the seventh one is the coordinates of the point L. So we can see the point L lies on this 5. Okay, similar question we are done in our example number 2. Just see over here, this 5 lies on only on the y-axis. It does not lie in any other point on the x-axis. So we can say that the point on the x-axis will be 0, and since this point 5 lies on the y-axis, we can put a 5 over here. So 0, 5, okay, will be the coordinate of the point L. Okay, I hope it is clear. The eighth one is the coordinates of the point M. Okay, so just see over here, the point M lies over here. Okay, and you can see this point M is lying on the negative x-axis on -3, and it does not meet in any other point on the y-axis. So definitely we can write -3 over here, but since it lies only on the x-axis, our y-axis will be 0. So we can write it as -3, 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. In this way you can just observe by looking the plotting on this Cartesian plane, and any way the question can be asked, you can definitely be able to answer it. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so you can just make a note of the answers. Okay. Okay, so now let us move on to our example number 3. Okay, that is a very simple question. So here the question is, locate the points. Okay, they have given you a few points in the Cartesian plane. Okay, this you can either do in the graph paper, or you can simply draw it roughly in your notebook. Okay, in the notebook. So let's see. The first point which is given to you is 5, 0. Okay, first point is 5, 0. Just see here, if you see 5, 0, the x-axis is 5 while the y-axis is 0. So definitely if it is if the x-axis has a point 5, so definitely it will be a point lying on the x-axis. So we can put a dot over here like this. Why? Because this 5 is a point which lies on the x-axis and a y coordinate is 0. So this point will be a 5, 0. Okay, just put a dot on this 5 on the x-axis. We know this is the x, this is the y-axis, this is the minus x-axis, this is the negative y-axis. Okay, that is the first point. The second point is 0, 5. Just see, when I say 0, 5, the x-axis is 0, but the y-axis is there. Okay, which means that 0, 5 is a point which lies on the y-axis. So just see over here, if I mark over here this point, why? Because x-axis is 0, but it lies on the y-axis. We know our coordinate is of the form x, y. So definitely this point will be a 0, 5. Okay, so this is your 0, 5. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now the next one is 2, 5. Okay, our next one is 2, 5. Okay, so just see, if I say 2, 5, when I say 2, 5, our x-axis is 2 and our y-axis is at 5. So 2 on the x-axis means over here, then 5 on the y-axis means somewhere around here, from here like this 2, and from here 5. So I will put a dot over this place. Okay, so this point will be your 2, 5. If you want, you can just join also like this. Okay, this joining and all, it is not at all compulsory. You can just simply put a dot over this 2 and this 5. Okay, so that point is your 2, 5. Okay, now our next one is 5, 2. Okay, so if you see, when I say 5, 2, when I say about 5, 2, the x-axis is at 5 and our y-axis is at 2. So our x-axis is at 5, so I can put over here, and our y-axis is at 2. So this point will definitely lie over here. So this point will be a 5, 2. From the x-axis it is at 5, place, and from a y axis it will be at 2. Okay, so this is the point which is 5 comma 2. Okay, I hope it is clear. Point is minus 3 comma minus 5. So minus 3 means from the x axis it is at minus 3, and from y axis it is at 5. So minus 3 comma 5 means minus 3, and we are on the positive y axis we are having 5. So minus 3 comma 5 means over here minus 3, like this. You can just draw and see minus 3 comma 5 means over here. So this point is minus 3 comma 5. Okay, then next one is minus 3 comma minus 5. That means x axis minus 3, and again y axis also minus 5. So minus 3 comma minus 5 means somewhere over here. So it will be at this point. If you do it in a graph paper, you will be correctly getting the points. Okay, since I am doing it over here, it may be not perfectly accurate. Okay, so that is your minus 3 comma minus 5. Similarly, you can also do the 5 comma minus 3 and 6 comma 1 also. Okay, that you can do it as a homework. Okay, so now I hope it is clear how to plot the points on a Cartesian plane. Okay, so now let us move on to exercise number 3.3. First question. This is also a very simple question. In which quadrant or in which axis do the following points lie? Okay, for this I had told you the sign convention. Otherwise, for the quadrants, otherwise without using the sign convention also, you can definitely plot these points and find out the quadrants. So first one is minus 2 comma 4. We know this. So if we even plot it and see on the Cartesian plane, it will be on the second quadrant. Similarly, plus comma minus, the next one 3 comma minus 1, it will be lying on the fourth quadrant. Minus 1 comma 0 quadrant, 1 comma 2 both positive will lie in the first quadrant. Both negative will be on the third quadrant, that is minus 3 comma minus 5. Okay, similarly, okay, so now let's see our next question. The question is, plot the points x comma y in the following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of distances on the axis. So we have to just simply plot the various points. They are given you in the form of a table like x and y. So let's see. The first one is minus 2 and 8. So for our x it is saying it is minus 2. For our y it is saying 8. So minus 2 comma 8 is the coordinates. So just see, minus 2 is in the x axis. So see the x axis, and in the y axis it is 8. So minus 2 comma 8 means it will lie over here. Okay, this is minus, this is 8, and this is minus 2. So this point is your minus 2 comma 8. Okay, I hope it is clear. This is minus 2 comma 8. Now the next one is minus 1 comma 7. Okay, so see over here on the x axis we are having minus 1, and on the y axis we are having 7. So minus 1 and 7 lies over here. So we will get this point as minus 1 comma 7. So this point is your minus 1 comma 7. Okay, now the third point is 0 comma minus 1.25. 0 comma minus 1.25. So just see over here, the x axis is 0, but what the y axis is negative. Okay, so whenever x axis is 0 and if there is a point on the y axis, so it will definitely be a point lying on the y axis. Okay, so this is your negative y axis, and they have given you as minus 1.25. So you know minus 1.25 lies between 1 and 2. So it will be somewhere lying over here. Okay, this point in between minus 1 and minus 2. So this point will be your 0 comma minus 1.25. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now our next point is 1 comma 3. Okay, x is 1 and y is 3. 1 comma 3. So when I say 1, x on the x-axis it is 1, on the y-axis it is 3. So 1 comma 3 means it will be a point over here. Okay, you can just join and see. So this point will be your 1 comma 3. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now the next one is 3 comma minus 1. Okay, so 3 is in the x-axis, so 3 over here, and minus 1 in the y-axis, so it should go downwards. So this is 3, this is minus 1, so the point will lie somewhere over here. So this point is your 3 comma minus 1 point. Okay, so I hope it is clear. If you do it in points on a graph paper, it might look much more neater. Okay, so we have completed our chapter number 3, coordinate geometry. It was a very simple chapter. I hope all the concepts that we learned in this chapter are clear to you. Okay, so now let us meet in another video. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.